How we doing, everyone? NBZ here, back with a 5th gen game for you, because I like to do that, and I kind of increase my camera's quality. You know what? Because basically what happened was some other games I was recording, I accidentally sort of like switched off my vibrant colors function on my camera, and apparently now they're back on, so now it looks a bit shinier and crisper than the previous videos I was doing for like the last month or so. So I kind of got that kind of sorted out. But anyway, let's go get started in this game now. Nattore was the lead-off, and I know he wasn't going to stay in for the obvious fire move, so I went for the Will-O-Wisp because it would cripple his Nattore regardless, and even if he did switch to something to resist the fire move, which he does to Garchomp, it's going to get hit with a frickin' Will-O-Wisp, and it's going to ruin his life completely because Garchomp is a physical attacker and it relies heavily on that offense. Now I'm going to go to Weezing, predicting the Earthquake. Even though he is burned, he wanted to get some damage on my Victini, but I didn't want that to happen, so I go to a perfect Garchomp counter when it is burned or any other time, which is Weezing, and I go for the Flamethrower because I predict his switch to Nattore. So that was pretty damn awesome. I have Clear Smog on this guy, and I could have gone for that on the Garchomp, but I just decided to go straight out for the Flamethrower because Nattore is a potential switch into Weezing. I thought that he would go for that, and he did, so that was nice on my part. Now, Flamethrower isn't going to do very much, neither is Clear Smog, and they're both really sort of ineffective against Garchomp, so I'm just kind of relying on residual damage here, the fact that he's going to get confused after his outrage is over, and the fact that I'm going to be able to just, eventually wear him down with a burn and such like. So that's pretty much the premise here. I don't really fear anything, so I'm thinking I should stay in, but I decided in the end to go out to my my goat because I have substitute on this goat, and due to the fact that he's still locked in on outrage, he gets confused here, but I doubt he's going to stay in and go for another one. Strangely enough though, he does. He stays and goes for a second outrage. He must be scarfed or something, because otherwise he would have gone for an earthquake. But yeah, I guess he just decided to leave Garchomp in. He didn't realise that I was going to set up a substitute, and it allows me to get that up freely. Now unfortunately I don't have Swords Dance, so I can't take abuse of that. I do have like Iron Head, Close Combat, and something else. It's a sub 3 attack set, which I really do like, because it's going to help me take on this guy, Thunderos, with a Stone Edge, because this guy gets Stone Edge, and that's going to destroy his face after he takes out my sub, which is perfect. Get rid of that guy. This is the same team that I used against Elo, although this match was taken before that one. So yeah, this was really me sort of testing the waters with this team and seeing how it did. Always using Victini and the Goat because they're my two favourites, because they're friggin' awesome. Awesome, so awesome. So I got out speaking of Victini, got out to Victini predicting the Will-O-Wisp because I faced Nick's Sableye before, Sableye, and I know what it does, and it's a pain. Now here I do go for the Will-O-Wisp. I should have probably gone for the Thunder or the Fire move, but I don't know. I didn't really know he was going to switch to Infernape there, so I didn't really see that coming. Went to Weezing to take the obvious move, which was a U-turn, because he wanted to get switch advantage and such. And he goes to an Alakazam, which is a huge threat to my Weezing, and it's generally a huge threat to this team. As you saw in my match against Elo, Alakazam kind of rolled me over. So I'm going to have to go to Victini, which is my only resist for it. And I don't think that he'll have Shadow Ball, either that or I just don't want to, I don't know. I wasn't sure, but he does turn out to have it. I went for the Thunder thinking that he would he'd switch to something else for some reason, but I didn't see Shadow Ball coming, obviously, and Thunder does not do enough to take out the Alakazam, which is a shame. Now I'm going to have to leave Victini in his death fodder here. I could have potentially gone to my Cobalion to take the Shadow Ball, but then I would have been outsped next turn and hit with a Focus Blast, so I'm just going to go to Gengar for the revenge kill with the obvious Shadow Ball. He decides to switch out, wanting to keep his Alakazam for later, obviously realising that it is a threat to my team and he can use it for greater potential later on. He's going to fodder out his Sableye, which is going to be easily 2-hit KO'd by the Shadow Ball. Kind of surprising. I am Scarfed, not Spexed, so Shadow Ball isn't at its max potential, but Gengar's special attack is pretty crazy anyway, so it's going to be dealing a nice amount of damage to this other Ghost. I didn't actually, okay, let me talk about this here, because I didn't believe, but I was kind of checking whether Sableye had Pursuit or not, because I wasn't sure whether he had access to Pursuit or Sucker Punch or what. So I was predicting either one of Pursuit or Sucker Punch, and this was basically where I went to Cerebi and checked. I realised that it cannot get pursuit, so that was perfect. I managed to switch out, and in the end he doesn't actually go for any sort of attacking move, he just goes for a Will-O-Wisp, which burns my Gorbis, of course, and is not going to be very nice for me. Now, he goes for the recover, as I'm able to get off a free shell break, which is perfect. He obviously didn't see that coming, and the White Herb is going to get rid of my defense drops. And now it's time to do what I always do when I get a shell blah 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 shell break with Gorbis, and baton pass it straight out to the man Slabs, because he has a Z in his name, and that's all you need to know. Now, Slabs is a pretty cool guy and stuff, but he doesn't have silent Q at the front of his name, and also his name is not Crisps, so I think I might replace Slabs with Crisps at some point, because Crisps is just too pro for words. So we're going to pay back here on the Steel Thorns, and he predicted that evidently, because I can't hit Sableye with anything apart from payback. But I'm going to Drain Punch the Notori and get all my health back. Now, strangely enough, I think Sableye was perhaps the only thing that threatened my my Rapushin, and the fact of the matter is that he actually managed to take out my Flame Orb. Now, that kind of was a pain, because it means I can't Mach Punch this Infernape. Well, I could, but I wasn't sure it would KO. So I decided to hopefully live a Flare Blitz, which I do, and I managed to take him out with the Drain Punch, gaining some HP back in the process. Now, Alakazam is about half health here, and I know that with a +2, it's going to take it out from that health regardless. I do get a crit, it was useless, as proved by the amount that Mach Punch did with +3 on Elo's Alakazam. Even though this match was before that, it was going to take it out anyway, so the crit was useless. Now, goes to Sableye. The one thing that, I actually can't actually do that much to, as you can see, payback isn't doing all that much in the long run. He does have the Mischievous Heart ability, meaning that if he goes for a recover, it means that payback will go second, and in that case payback's power is going to be doubled. So even though he gets the recover here, he goes before I do, therefore payback's power is doubled, and it's going to take him down to pretty much where he was anyway, even a bit more than that. It's doing more than he's going to be able to recover off, and though he's knocked off my Flame Orb earlier, I'm still have +2 attack, so it's going to take him out, and he does eventually go down. So it's actually a 5-0 it turns out to be, which was pretty damn good, and I was liking this team at this point. Gorbis passing to Rapushin. Found out that Sableye is kind of good against Rapushin, but doesn't have enough bulk to hold out against it and such like. Knockoff, definitely a problem there, getting rid of the Flame Orb and such, but overall it was a pretty decent game. I enjoyed it. InfernapeDestroys, I guess I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. I don't actually know what it is, but I'll probably find it somehow via someone from Abra's Asylum. Also go check out Abra's Asylum, it's where I hang out most of the time. Don't have Wi-Fi at the moment, will in 2 weeks time. In 2 weeks time, when I return home, I will be doing an open challenge day, so look forward to that coming in the future. I've been streaming randomly Black and White in-game recently. It'll be just evening times, sometimes, depends when, but like weekends maybe and stuff. I do stream Black and White in-game. I have done 3 so far, 3 streams, so if you've been there for that, then that's cool. So just look out for those when they go up if you want to see them. Otherwise, check out my Let's Play channel. Super Luigi Galaxy has been uploaded 1 part every day last week. Not sure if that's going to happen this week or not, but we'll see. Otherwise, I guess, comment, sub. I will see all you guys later. Thanks for watching, guys. Goodbye.